be me. 25, pro basketball player, women's national select team. Basically, the national B team. Don't want to flex, but yeah, kind of a big deal. Some people say WNBA is not real basketball, but whatever. Haters gonna hate. Trained since I was 7, amateur athletic union, travel teams, all that. Parents told everyone our girl's gonna break the mold. To be fair, I did. All conference, college scholarship, Team USA camps. Now I post pics from hotels in Serbia and Manila. Life's not glam, but it's real. Except, no one's ever heard of us outside women's sports Twitter. It always starts the same way, out with teammates at bar after a tournament. Some guy with a backwards cap says, "Bet you'd get cooked by an average high school boys team." My friend rolls her eyes, says, "Our national team is elite, men can't hang with us on fundamentals. We're on the national B team and we'd still be as good as the men's team." I nod, sip my lemon water. In season, no drinking. Tell them, honestly, if the world watched women's basketball, we'd be millionaires too. Guy laughs, says, WNBA only exists because NBA subsidizes them. Be real. He grins, says, come on, be honest. If y'all were that good, you'd be on ESPN every night, just like the men's national team. Another guy chimes in, bro, their league can't even pay its own bills. I shoot back, we train just as hard, play just as smart, we deserve the same respect. He smirks. Then play guys instead of running drills in slow-mo. I'm sure even a high school boys team could take y'all on. I ask, you really think high school boys could take us? He raises an eyebrow. Easily. They're faster, jump higher, stronger. I say, fundamentals matter more than verticals. His friend shrugs, then prove it. You versus a top school squad. Easy win, right? I laugh it off at first, but my heart's pounding, can't let it slide. Instantly annoyed, explain, again, about equality, progress, Title IX, all that. He says, if men's basketball wasn't more entertaining, you wouldn't get a paycheck at all. His friend joins in, says, nobody's paying to see layups, sweetie. God, I hate when men call me sweetie, like I'm a child. I start going off, say, if you put us on the same courts, same shoes, we'd wipe the floor with high school boys. Now I've said it, can't take it back. One of the guys goes, bet, I'll set it up. Let's see if y'all still feel elite after getting smoked by 17-year-olds. His friend's already filming, posts it with the caption, national women's player thinks she can beat high school boys. Thoughts? By the time I get home, it's got 10,000 views. Top comment says, this the same logic that got the US women's team cooked by under 15 boys. Someone else makes a meme of me with Queen of Fundamentals. Group chat's blowing up, teammates already sending laughing emojis. Coach hasn't even seen it yet, and I'm sweating. Coach texts me next morning, says, saw you making headlines again. Teammates joking in group chat. Queen of Equality strikes again. Whatever, I stand by it. If I had $1 for every time a dude thought he could outplay me, I'd almost make as much as a G League rookie LOL. Whole week, people blowing up my socials. Inbox full of, prove it, play a boys team. Block, block, block. But then some radio guy texts me, says, bet you won't take a challenge on air? High school champs versus women's national B team. You down? I send it to my agent. Expect her to shut it down. She just goes, would be good for your brand to be honest. Gets more eyes on women's sports. One teammate says, hell no, not after the soccer thing. Reminder, women's national team lost to Dallas under 15 boys. Internet never lets us live it down. Next day, coach calls a meeting, says, not mandatory, but media wants a statement. I say, let's do it. Why not? Shut them up once and for all. By the next day, feminist uni clubs start reposting clips. This is what female athleticism looks like, with fire emojis. Women's Equality Collective reposts it, tags Nike. Some blue check writes, the boys are not ready for what's coming. Honestly kinda gassed up. Feels like the start of a revolution. Agent says, keep riding the wave, more eyes equals more deals. One blogger says, this is bigger than basketball. I start to believe it. Think maybe this will be my legacy moment. Rest of the team not thrilled, but most just say, whatever, you started it, you handle it. Honestly, don't care. I've carried harder teams through worse situations. How hard can a bunch of teenage boys be? Team says, if we don't do it now, it looks like we're scared. One girl says, might as well lean in. We're viral now anyway. Should help with more funding. I feel like I've done something good for the sport and my team. Coach finally agrees, says, fine, But if you embarrass us, I'll make you run suicides till you puke. Lol, okay, boomer. One teammate pulls me aside after practice, says, you know we're not built for this, right? I say, we've played tougher teams overseas. She goes, yeah, women's teams, not 6'5" teenage linebackers. Another says, we train for finesse, not playground dunks. Someone mutters, you just wanted to go viral, didn't you? Coach walks in mid-argument, says, enough, either we commit or we don't. Awkward silence. I fake confidence, say, we got this, just play smart. Nobody nods, start realizing, I might have dragged everyone into something they didn't ask for. Week later, promo flyers everywhere. Radio spots start saying, will history be made? Giving statements every other day. I say, we're smarter with the ball, watch. One sports blog runs, can these women humble the boys? Feels good not being ignored for once. Same women's equality group messages me about documenting the milestone. Even get texts asking if Netflix is interested. Coach just groans, win the game first, worry about the doc later. Start planning what to say in post-game interview. We're not here to prove we belong. We are the standard, sounds clean, right? Women's national select team versus high school champs, battle of the genders. Local gym packed, cameras everywhere. My ex shows up for clout, probably wants to post a TikTok if I get dunked on. Teammates stretching, mostly ignoring me. Coach says, if you run your mouth, you better back it up. Tip-off. Crowd's rowdy. Boys' team are all 6 feet 2 inches plus except their point guard. Can see the smirks, they're loving it. I try to keep it light, tell the ref, don't go easy on them. He just laughs, says, I don't ref for charity games. Whatever, let's go. First quarter, not gonna lie, it's rough. They press full court, our center can barely get it up the floor. Their PG is quick as hell, steals 2 passes, fast breaks both times. I try to lock in, drive past one, go up for a layup, get absolutely bodied. No call, just stares from the boys' bench. Teammate bricks a 3, another boy grabs the board, launches a half-court pass for an alley-oop. Crowd goes wild, some guy yells, get 'em, champ. Suddenly realize nobody here is cheering for us. Down by 15 before end of first quarter, coach calls time, glares at me. Teammates start snapping at each other. One says, this is your mess, you fix it. My hands are shaking, can't feel my legs. Second quarter, try to reset, drive, get blocked again. This time by a kid who looks like he still gets lunch money from his mum. Teammates missing shots, boys team talking trash, crowd loving it. Some guy records the scoreboard, zooms in, posts to TikTok. Within 10 minutes, people in my inbox sending me the link. Elmao, national team player can't hang. Halftime, we're down 38-12. Coach says, don't even look at me, just survive. Team just wants to get out. Tell them, we can still win, just gotta play smart, fundamentals, let's go. They mostly just roll their eyes. Girl next to me says, we're not gonna out-athlete high school boys, why did you say we could? Sit on the bench during timeout, head down. One teammate throws a towel, says, I'm not getting paid enough for this clown show. Another says, they're not even sweating, they're laughing at us. Coach says, we're not losing, we're getting embarrassed. I whisper, I didn't think it'd be this bad. Girl next to me snaps, you didn't think at all. Whole team silent, except one who mutters, next time you want to make a point, make it on your own damn TikTok. I clench my fists, want to yell but can't, feel like I'm shrinking in my own jersey. As I walk past their bench, one of the boys pulls off his sweat towel, looks dead serious, says, yo, no offense, but like, what's the point of this? I say, what do you mean? He shrugs, says, you're obviously good, but this wasn't about basketball, right? I say, it's about showing people women belong here. He nods slow, says, but you already belong. You're a pro. We're kids. Adds, trying to prove you're equal by beating boys doesn't make the game equal. It makes it weird. I say, people only take women seriously when we win big. He goes, so what? If you lose to us, now all women suck? Says, maybe just accept men and women play different games, and that's fine? I just shake my head, says, nah, you're not mad we're better. You're mad we're allowed to be better. Don't respond, just walk away. Whole convo replays in my head during warm-ups. Still tell myself, he just doesn't get it. Third quarter, crowd's even worse. They start chanting, equality, equality. Boys throw lobs, one tries a windmill and bricks it. Crowd still cheers. My teammates check out mentally. I keep pushing, try to draw fouls, refs not calling anything. Another block. This time I land hard. Crowd oohs. One boy says, "Need a hand, ma'am?" I don't reply. Can't even look at my teammates. Start wondering, did I just want to be right? Thought this would prove something, but nobody here came to support us. They came to witness a train wreck. Their passes are faster, cuts sharper. It's like a different sport. How is that fair? You said same court, same shoes, my brain whispers. Try to shake it off. Focus on defense, but every block feels like another reminder. We're not winning this. We're surviving it. Honestly, just want the floor to open and eat me. End of the game, score's not even close. Final is something like 82-28. Whole gym is memeing us. Coach says, "Go shake hands, keep your head up." Locker room dead silent after the game. No music, no talking, just wet shoes squeaking on tile. I try to say something. Voice cracks. We did what we could. Someone stands, grabs her bag, says, "They only wanted to humiliate us. That's all this was." Another says, "It's always the same. Men want us to fail so they can meme it." Girl next to me throws her towel. Says, "This isn't even about sports, it's about control." Some start ranting, "No refs called anything for us, figures." One goes, "If we flopped, they'd say we're soft. If we fought, they'd say we're angry." Coach doesn't say a word, just packs up and leaves. I stare at my phone, notifications flying, so all bad. Clips of me getting stuffed going viral with #GenderDunk. ESPN anchor says, sometimes reality checks come in full court press. Teammate mutters, if they weren't obsessed with dunking, maybe they'd respect skill. I post a, "We did this for all the girls watching" story. Delete it. 10 minutes later. Agent texts, "Press wants comment." You want to do damage control or dig deeper? Honestly, don't know anymore. See the same kid from halftime leaning on the scorer's table. He nods at me, not cocky, just tired. Says, "Real talk, you're good, just not built like us." Adds, "Doesn't make you worse, just makes you different." Honestly want to argue, but my throat's dry. He says, "There's pride in being the best at your game. Don't ruin it trying to play ours." Something about that stings more than the score. Maybe because he didn't say it to gloat, he said it like he actually meant it. I nod once, walk away. Walk past the boys, they try to dap us up, I just brush by. Team is pissed, teammate whispers, "Never let you speak for us again." Reporters swarm, one sticks a phone in my face, says, "Do you think men's basketball is just more fun to watch?" I say, "Well, if men didn't get all the resources, maybe it'd be different." Another says, "What about the pay gap?" Say, "Society's obsessed with tearing down women, just want to leave." IG explodes, Twitter going nuts, some blue check writes, "Equality until it's time to play." Mute everything, group chat is dead. Teammates mad as hell at me, coach says, "No more interviews, ever." Decide to text the Women's Equality Collective again, message left on scene. One of the bloggers who hyped me quietly deletes her tweet, another writes, "Empowerment doesn't mean ego-driven stunts." Agent says, "A few sponsors want to take a pause, branding conflict." It's like everyone who cheered now just vanished. Guess they only support winners. Get tagged in a meme with the "cries and layups" caption. Nice. Next day, manager texts, "We need to talk about PR damage." Call is just an hour of telling me to apologize, take a learning moment angle. Teammates barely speak to me. Whole team group chat is just people blaming me for setting up the game in the first place. So here I am, wanting to ask y'all, am I the asshole for scheduling a rematch without asking my team? For believing we're equal and could beat them easily? For thinking maybe, just maybe, if things were fair, we'd win one for once? Not even sure anymore. People in comments say, "Just take the L, stop making excuses." Others say, "Respect for trying, but let it go." My coach says, "Sometimes you gotta eat humble pie before you can have cake." Teammate texts, "Next time you want to make a statement, leave us out." I post a long IG story about doing it for the girls who never got a shot. It gets screenshotted and people started sending them to me again. The dude that originally instigated the whole thing said, "How's that equality taste?" Joke with a teammate, "We need a rematch." She says, "Don't even start." Still, later that night, I text the boys' team anyway. They just reply with the meme of me getting blocked. Coach says, "If you ever schedule something without me again, you're benched." Teammates say, "We're not showing up. You want another L? Go play by yourself." Still, a part of me thinks we could win if people just let us play our game. Maybe the world isn't ready to see women win. Or maybe, just maybe, it's all rigged anyway. Hate that I'm a national team star, but all anyone remembers is the time I got dunked on by a 17-year-old. Will I schedule another game? Maybe if the world ever gets fair. Till then, I'll be in the gym, waiting for my shot. Just hope nobody brings up that scoreboard again.